Okay. Computers, for some people, you might as well be talking Mandarin. They have no idea what's going on. Oh, a password. I know a good password. Password. A lot of people like that out there.
No.
Trying to take care of yourself digitally as far as security is concerned, not necessarily the easiest thing. However, there are things you can do that can help improve your chances when out there in the digital Wild West.
That's right. And here
Yeah.
with some great tips and a little education on the topic is Nishant Shrivastava. He is a cybersecurity architect joining us this morning from New Jersey. And I got to tell you, Nishant, both Sean and I are pretty interested in this conversation. Let's jump in. You know a lot on the topic, but in particular, let's start off with virtual school that has affected so many people this year. How can the average person have their kids go to school from home and keep it safe?
Yeah, a very good question to start, and especially now in this time frame, things have changed. People are all virtual, working from home or school or with the kids. So I think the best way to start is, especially with the kids, is uh, uh, you know be aware what kind of an app you are using for any virtual catch up
Mm,
meetings, things like that. So you must be aware that the apps what you are using for any meetings and purposes like that are very secured, are famous, are known, are well a good brand, I would say.
yeah.
And these days there are a lot of apps going on. For example, Zoom is the favorite one, which is a good
Hmm.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of products that are out there. I think when we kind of get a little bit lax when it comes to around security because we think I'm just a person. No one's trying to get me. They're just trying to get that big corporation behind me. But in actuality, what ends up happening is we end up using one password across about 57 different
Oh,
services.
yeah.
So they hack us on one, they get our password on one service, and all of a sudden they can get into pretty much everything else we do. So what do you find to be the biggest security threat to a family like mine or JJ's that could really put us in the lurch?
Yeah. Again, this is very critical. So the best way to deal with, and I sometimes myself struggle with having so many passwords. Starting with your internet, your
Mm,
router. You have your banking password. You have your email password. So and people tend to have one password for convenience, and
mm,
it is convenient, but that's odd. And I mean, I won't say odd, but that's that's a risky affair. So the best thing is like have multiple passwords. Never keep a single password for any of the app or any of the account you're using, and
yeah.
have a complex password. I'll give you one very simple example.
Hmm.
You want to use yellow, for example, okay, and you want to keep it as YELL00, okay, and you think that it's a good password, but the hackers, they know the terms and they will easily hack such kind of. So the best way is have a multiple 13, 14 alphanumeric garbled characters, and I know it's tough to remember them,
Yeah.
but that's the way.
Yeah.
There's also the whole concept of encrypting. I think that my co-host understands this a lot better than I do, although it was a topic that I came up against as I opened up and started using a new hard drive last week. How can someone who's, kind of has mediocre technology skills understand encryption or take advantage of it?
Okay. Yeah, I know when people start talking about technology and security, and it goes like, okay, you need to be an expert in that. It's not the case. Encryption is a simple, a method where all you are doing is you are encrypting your data, or you are encrypting your file, for example, on your laptop. So what you can do is the best way. There are a lot of encryption tools available, and you need to download. Now, before you download, you want to make sure that you have read the fine prints. How many downloads are there? Those are known companies who are providing this encryption services.
Yeah.
So encryption does nothing but it encrypts your files and passwords and or important data, and And even if someone hacks into your system, because those data, those files are encrypted, he would never have an access to it, even though on a bad day, like, God forbid, like, your network is hijacked.
Yeah.
If you encrypt it, all you do is give a password, a complex password to those files. And when you open it, you have to decrypt it
Yeah.
by it's just accessing your Gmail that you put and password to access. To access those files, you open by putting a password, which you have to remember.
Without that password, it's just gibberish, and you wouldn't be able to really read anything. Case in point, there's a guy that currently has 7,000 Bitcoin that is worth about $280 million.
Oh,
and
no.
he's unable to access them because they're encrypted. He forgot the password, and he only has two more chances before it is forever erased. So that guy, he's having quite a bad day. So, but you got to remember your passwords, and frankly, don't just put it on a password manager online. Sometimes if you trust your home, at least write them down and keep them safe. Maybe even a safety deposit box if you have to.
Nishant, thank you so much.
Great advice, my friend.
My pleasure.
You want to learn more about how you can keep yourself safe? The phone number and the website are right there on your screen. Nishant, fantastic advice there. Executive Lifestyle, proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.